Welcome to Skills to Pay Your Bills. This is our special segment, the Wealth Zone University, and I'm your host, Don MORAGNE. Welcome. We're glad you joined us today because today is a really good time for us to talk about things that are happening brand new. And I've got something really brand new. I've got a book called Magentizing, Unlimited Abundance, and our special guest is somebody that you already know because she too has a show on cable, and it's Brynda Johnson. Welcome, Brynda.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me. I am so excited about what's going on. This is a new year, and I've determined it's going to be a new me this year. So thank you for allowing me to share that with everybody.
Okay. Well, you folks already know that Brynda is a holistic wellness metaphysician, and she has her own show called the Egyptian Secrets Wellness Zone. But today she's here as a brand new published author. And the book that I showed you, Magentizing Unlimited Abundance, is her way of sharing with the world some of the gifts that Brynda has. Brynda, let's get started. Tell me, what is abundance and how do we magnetize abundance to ourselves?
Appropriately, right? Abundance is when everything in your life flows in harmony. Now that sounds simple, but most people find it difficult or challenge. And some people think that abundance is having a lot of. Well, you have a lot of everything if it's flowing in harmony. And that's what abundance really, really is.
Well, you hit on something because when I think of abundance, I think of too much of everything. What abundance means to me. But it doesn't mean that in the context of what you're writing about. It means having sufficiently what you need and not necessarily anything in excess. Is that?
Well, you know, when your life is in harmony, then you do have excess.
Okay.
And you have an abundance because everything is placed just so. When I think of balance or harmony, I think of, well, you know, I'm mind, body, spirit connection, and finances runs all of that. So we can't have a balance without all four of those quadrants running succinctly. I think of a clown at a circus. You know how they have the pole and they're spinning the pie plate? Well, if there was something in that pie plate and one of the clowns took out a piece and the clown tried to swirl it, it would wobble.
Right.
So that's how life is. If you're not in harmony with all the pieces of life or all the pieces of being whole, then you're going to wobble.
Okay, fantastic. So that just goes to show that clowns in the circus are in abundance, right?
Well, it's an analogy.
I like that. So tell us now, magnetizing abundance to me means that we have the power within ourselves to create our own abundance. Just me speaking. Tell us what magnetizing abundance is from your perspective.
Well, to magnetize anything, I've been called a walking or living magnet because mostly it has to do with your mindset.
Okay.
And that comes from within, not out there. It's from within. It's a mind, well, magnets, you know, magnets. When we were children, we played with magnets, and actually I was going to bring some today. But if you have magnets and you have, the magnets are representing the desire or what it is that you're wanting to attract, because that's what magnetism is all about. And you're focused on what it is that you want, the magnet will pull it or attract it to itself. You've seen it happen.
Of course. We all know what magnets look like. We handled them in school.
Yeah, they were fun. Well, that's how life operates. When we have a thought, that thought is energy. And I talk with my grandkids about energy. you too, and how we can rub our hands together, feel the heat, and pull that apart, and we can actually feel energy. Thoughts are energy. So we can attract to ourselves what it is we focus on, what it is that we think about, because those thoughts are actually energy going out, and we attract it to ourselves.
So that's kind of like saying whatever we think can be. Is that what it is?
Well, yes, that's why sometimes there are different laws in the universe, and I use that term. Some people, back off of terms like that, but
Terms like what? Universe or laws or what?
laws of the universe.
Okay.
There's certain laws in place that cannot be broken. Give you an example of one. If you're in a tall building and you walk up the steps to the roof and you decide, oh, it's so beautiful up here, but I'm going to jump off. Well, when you jump off, you don't go up, you go down, because the law of gravity is in effect. That is a law of the universe. Another law is called the law of attraction. So that's what magnets do. It's a law that those magnets are going to attract to itself what it is that the person or the object is pulling to itself.
So let me understand. So we're saying that the universe already has a set of construct or laws that we all live within because we're all part of the universe. And what you're helping people do is to better understand and adapt themselves to those laws so they can benefit from what the universe has to give them?
The universe is abundant.
Okay.
There are no shortcomings when it comes to the universe.
Understand?
Anything we want, desire, think about even with passion and enthusiasm will come to you if it's within your best interest. For example, if you've heard that old saying, be careful what you think about because you may get it. Well, if it's not in your best interest or someone else's best interest, it may not come to you in the manner in which you're asking for it. For example, if you're in a busy building and you're asking or requesting or trying to magnetize that the building collapse on you because you just don't want to exist anymore, well, that's when it doesn't work because there are other people involved. So if the building falls on you, other people will be affected as well. But you might go to your car and drive away and
the building fall in your car.
Possibly.
Let's move away from that. That's just the thought of that, yeah. But so basically we're saying that how you think, especially if it's a positive thought process, can help you magnetize things that are positive to you. Does that mean that if you think negatively, that you can also possibly magnetize negative things to you, that you're not looking for?
Well, that was my,
Oh, I thought you were touching me because you like me. Yeah, I'm disappointed.
No, we can negate thoughts or desires if it has doubt or anything negative attached to it. We stop it, we void it out. So don't expect it to come.
Elaborate on that just for a second, for me, so I understand it.
Okay, I want a Jaguar.
Okay.
And I really do everything possible to visualize the Jaguar. There's steps, even within the book, there's a formula that you follow to attract to yourself whatever it is that you want.
Okay.
So if I want a Jaguar, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I really don't deserve a Jaguar. I really don't think I can drive a Jaguar in the city because it's too crowded and somebody might bump into me, or the maintenance is too expensive,
right,
or on the insurance and blah, 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 it goes on and on.
Right.
Well, boop, you just negated the contract with yourself and the universe for
So
attracting it.
does that go back to then my thought that positive mind, positive thinking helps you to magnetize abundance, and then negative thinking does not?
That's part of it.
Okay, all right.
You must have the belief, ask it with belief, and then your chances are way better.
So does that mean then in order to magnetize abundance that I first have to start inside with how I think and what my brain does? Or, I mean, how do I start the journey to magnetize abundance?
Well, that's a system. That's where the formula comes in that's written in the book. First thing, you must have clarity. If you say, I want a new car, well, because this is a journey, I'm sticking with my cars here.
I understand.
If I want a new car, and you go out and you can shop at one car dealer after the other car dealer, and it goes on and on and on and on, you may come home frustrated because when you left, you had no idea what type of car you wanted.
Okay, so you weren't clear about what your outcome was.
Exactly.
Okay.
You need to have clarity. Whenever you're setting a goal or if you have a desire, first things, or if you're traveling, if you get in the car and you say, I'm traveling, you still need to have a destination in mind. You must have a destination, otherwise you can just go in circles around the block, burn gas, time, effort, and everything.
So I've heard that you have to change your thinking, that thinking should be positive, and as part of that thinking, then you have to be really clear about what you are trying to magnetize to yourself. Is that kind of good?
Sort of, kind of, yeah. Positive doesn't, it has to be positive always, but we're still talking about our belief system. That's part of the steps. Clarity, you must, if you have a belief system that hinders your efforts to move forward, for example.
Well, no, don't give me an example because we have to break in a minute.
Okay.
But let's just hold there because I want to talk about the belief systems that you're going to talk about in the next segment. Right now, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back with Brenda in a couple of minutes. While we are going away, I'm going to ask her to touch me like she did before to make me feel good. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. The objective of the Wealth Zone University is to change your mind about money so that you can change your financial future. Hi, I'm your host. In the Wealth Zone University segments, my guests and I talk about a wide variety of business, financial, and other worldly topics. We are seeking to both educate and entertain you. We emphasize, though, that the information and discussions that we have on the Wealth Zone University are my opinions, perspectives, and ideas, and those of our guests. We in no way intend to deliver or provide financial, tax, or business advice. You should consult with your accounting, financial, insurance, and legal advisors regarding the impact, application, and pertinence of any topic or opinion that we share in the Wealth Zone University. Thank you for being a part of our audience, and please continue to communicate with us through email and Twitter because this is your show. Thanks. Welcome back, and we're back with our guest, Brenda Johnson, in her new book, Magentizing Unlimited Abundance. Brenda, when we left, we were talking about beliefs, and all in my attempt to understand what magnetizing abundance is. And so would you continue with your discussion about beliefs and how they impact on this trip to becoming fully abundant?
Of course.
Okay.
Our belief system is, we run programs in our subconscious mind, like the hard drive of the computer. And sometimes as children, we grow up and we have parents that love us. We have neighbors that love us, we have relatives that love us, or friends or school teachers. But some may say the wrong things as a child, and we absorb that, and everything we hear is recorded, and our beliefs are running on what we've learned as children.
Okay,
For
true.
example,
Our beliefs and our values, I would imagine.
well, the values come out of the beliefs.
Okay.
They're determined by what our beliefs are. A teacher may say, "You're just a dummy. You're so dumb. Put the dunce cap on. Sit in the corner."
Oh, you saw me in 3rd grade then, right?
I wasn't telling everybody about that. I didn't see you, but I saw the pictures.
Let's move on.
Or you may have a member of the family that says, "Why aren't you as good looking as your brother?"
Never had that problem.
You have how many brothers?
Never had that problem.
Okay. Or you may have a family member say, "I cannot afford that. We don't have a lot of money, so we're not poor, but we can't buy that because we just can't spend the money."
So what do all those things do?
They're inculcating a belief system within us. We grow up with a poverty-stricken conscious, thinking that I can't buy this because I don't have enough money. I was trained that you just don't do that, and I'm not smart enough to do this, or I'm not tall enough, or I'm not short enough, I'm not skinny enough, because people tease and say, "Well, you're too fat, or you're too skinny."
So our beliefs come out of the things that we've been told from the time that we're young.
Yes,
And you said that values come out of beliefs.
absolutely.
Now, how does that happen?
Because we judge ourselves based on our belief system.
Okay. A
So
direct connection.
if it is a connection, if we feel that we cannot afford the Jaguar, for example, because we were taught that we never have enough money for the neighbors that have luxury cars, or evil people have lots of money. So you never want a lot of money because only mean, evil people or crooks have lots of money. So you will repel money. Magnets can also repel. And so our life or our abundance is based on our belief system.
And so part of what you do in the book then is to make people understand that their beliefs and their values are based upon things that have been said and happened to them their whole lives, but they can be changed.
Oh, absolutely, but they cannot change until they become aware of having such beliefs.
Okay, so is that part of the clarity then? Or part of the focus?
No,
Pardon
I mean
me
it
then.
bridges. Once you have the clarity of what it is you want, then there's something's going to say, "But you can't have that." And then
Okay.
you say, "Well, why not?"
So that's a whole different process then.
is.
So clarity is knowing what you want and where you want to go, but dealing with the beliefs and the values so that they can have a positive impact or not have a negative impact on your clarity and focus is something that's really, really important and separate from having that clarity.
Each step is different from the next step.
Wow.
Even another step in the magnetizing of abundance is knowing your why. You always need, after you figure out why you want what it is that you want, why do I want this? Some people will say to me, "I just want a lot of money." But it's not the money you want, it's the why behind the money.
Why do you want the money?
Why do you want it? What is that money going to do for you? Is it going to bring happiness? Is it going to bring, what is the money going to do? So you need to know what the why is, and that creates the excitement and the enthusiasm in a person.
Let's use that for a second. So my clarity is that I want to be wealthy or financially secure. My why is because that's going to make my life much richer and less stress. But so I've done that part. But now I've got to go back and deal with the fact that my parents told me that having money was evil and bad. And so I actually have to clarify, focus, but then I've got to repair so that my belief system and value system will go along with my clarity. Is that it?
Sort of, kind of. You don't have to repair it, you just dump it.
Just dump it.
Just
okay.
dump it. It does not belong to you.
Okay.
Sometimes we think, oh, this is my problem. It is not your problem. It was something that was handed down to you. So it doesn't belong to you anymore. It came from your ancestors. So give it back to them.
Give it back. Okay.
It's not yours. You don't need it.
Is that a difficult process to give back something that someone gave to you in terms of belief or value?
The difficult part is acknowledging where it came from and how it's slowing down or blocking. Some people know that they want to go further in life and they have blocks and they can't break through the block. And the block doesn't belong to them. An ancestor handed it down to them without them realizing it. So you thank them. This was yours. You have it back. I don't need it anymore.
Now, in your book, you talk about past life, where it actually didn't happen to your parents, it happened maybe generations before. So can that process, my belief system and my values, be something that was prior to my generation and my growing up?
Oh, you're going into this type of work and the thoughts process has layers and it has levels. And the level that you just mentioned, yes, we have something called cellular memory. Some people say things like you inherited genes from your ancestors.
Right.
Well, we can also inherit their cellular memory. Maybe they were I'm thinking slave trying to hold it back, but sometimes we inherit those types of cellular memories within ourselves, and we still feel that somehow we're not free enough to do this, that, or the other. So yeah, past life is you inherit the skin color, the eyes, the features, those features, because it's in your cellular memory from your ancestors.
So two things. I'm going to read just a quick passage from this. Excuse me for looking down. Brenda is the real deal, as is her ability to show people how to manifest good things into their lives by the way they think and act. And so you have the ability to take an ordinary person and help them manifest through magnetizing abundance good things into their lives. And is this what you're sharing in your book with the average person?
Oh, again, the book is written in layers, and it can go in depth in certain areas of it, but in a way that everybody can understand. But it's actually a roadmap. It helps you to become, it takes you from where you are right now to where you want to be in life. And I actually, through the pages, hold your hand and walk you through those steps that you need to, to accomplish your goal, your mission, because we all came with a mission, a passion.
But whether or not I am able to successfully magnetize abundance depends on my ability to follow the steps, practice, change the way I think. What does it depend on? Because I can't believe I read the book and I've adapted what you've said, but there seems to be work that I've got to do on myself in order to be able to manifest what's in the book. Is that accurate?
Your head and your heart must meet.
Okay.
So yes, you have to go within to get the work from your head and let your heart merge so that you can move forward. Otherwise, the blocks are still there. If you haven't dealt with those blocks, you haven't given, you're packing luggage in your car. If you're overloaded, they charge you too much to fly. Get rid of it. So if there's certain things you're overlooking maybe, then yeah, it will slow your progress down. But everything is there.
Great. And so you characterize the entire process as a journey,
Yes.
which I think is great. And so the best part of that journey is when you arrive at your destination and you say celebrate. Does that mean that once I begin to see the fruits of my magnetizing abundance, that's when I enjoy the abundance or I enjoy myself? What does the celebration entail?
When you become whole, it means the flow has started.
Okay.
So
the flow
you're-
from the universe.
Yes.
Okay.
The flow from yourself,
From
as
myself.
well.
Okay.
Because we are part of the universe. We are spirit creatures or beings having a human experience. So we're all part of this one universe experiencing what it is we do. But my thing is, do the best that you can and learn as much as you can. How does the universe operate? I'm not going up the steps and jumping off the building. I know better, because people accept that.
All right, you know the rules of the universe. My friends, this has been a very, very enlightening segment. Brynda Johnson, thank you very much. Her book, Magnetizing Unlimited Abundance. I've read it twice, and inside of this book, I realized that there are a lot of things that Brynda has already taught me as my business coach that are in Magnetizing Abundance. Brynda, thank you. I hope you come back and see us. And folks, watch your